Good afternoon. Welcome to a very, very special episode of the Nosebleed AV Club. It's motherfucking Christmas, and we're doing a motherfucking Christmas episode. My name is Arthur Matthew.
My name is Austin.
And we are joined by the homie Landon once again.
Hi.
And today we are discussing...
I had to call a special mission for this.
Huh?
I had to call him in on a special mission for
Yeah.
this. You know, he had to, him and his red nose.
Oh, all right.
I'm trying to work in the Christmas references,
Got you. Wrong movie though, but it's okay.
Jingle
We
all the way.
are talking. We are discussing Spirited, a movie starring Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is this movie about? I've never heard of it. Well, let me tell you what it's about. Actually, no, not me. Let me get voiceover guy to tell you guys what it's about.
A modern musical version of the classic Christmas story by Charles Dickens. A miserly man who treats everyone around him with terrible selfishness finds himself on a fantastical adventure into the three phases of time: past, present, and future, in order to discover how he ended up so miserable and alone.
And that's Spirited.
Dude,
Thanks, voiceover guy.
Shout out Lawrence Fishburne, bro. I can't believe he got him.
Yeah,
Crazy.
It was a little bit out of budget, but we found a way. So, Austin, you were, I guess, coerced into watching this movie because you're a bit of a Scrooge, a bit of a bah humbug,
an unredeemable.
an unredeemable.
Unredeemable.
So, actually, before we start, has anyone heard of this movie before I brought it up?
Fuck no! What the hell?
Nope. Well, no. Well, did I? I feel like maybe I did, but it didn't. Yeah, I just realized that when you brought it up, it's like, oh, I think I saw that on Amazon,
Right.
or not Amazon, but somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Austin.
but yeah, I didn't look into it.
Never heard of it.
I'm not gonna lie. When you first suggested this movie in the group chat, I thought you were talking about the horse movie.
The horse movie.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Is that Disney?
Spirit. No, DreamWorks, I think, actually.
DreamWorks?
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, yeah, animated film.
No,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Seabiscuit.
Okay, so no one heard of this movie. It wasn't on anyone's radar. To be honest, it wasn't even on mine until I got my free trial for Apple TV.
Nice.
And needed to find something to watch for the
Wasn't on my
holidays.
radar.
And this
Wasn't
was
on my
on
gaydar.
this was on the front page, and this is what All right, so Austin, let's get into it.
So I think obviously we start off every episode with just giving our first impressions. So I guess me being the I would assume the odd one out of the bunch here. I guess I'll give my impression first. So just to give a little context, I'm not much of a Christmas movie person, at least not in recent years, or at least like adult life. It's just for me, it's once you've kind of seen one Christmas movie, you've kind of seen them all. They're really kind of boring to me. There's nothing that really drives me to go watch a Christmas movie. I like Christmas. I love Christmas. It's one of my favorite holidays. Obviously, it's a good opportunity for us to be with family, open presents, all that good stuff, eat good food. It's just Christmas movies just for me aren't something that I necessarily say are a requirement for that, so going into this, I personally wasn't exactly looking forward to it. I do like Will Ferrell. I do like Ryan Reynolds. So there at least was that. And post watching the movie, I will say that I appreciate that this movie tried to do something seemingly different. It tried to approach things in a way that maybe subversions a little bit. But for me, I guess where this movie kind of falls into like the middle territory, because like I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy the movie. I enjoyed the movie just fine. I think it's fine. Is it something that I'm necessarily pining to watch? Not necessarily. I don't think it's something that I would be like, I have to watch this every year for Christmas, going forward. But like, I think for me, where the movie kind of just first, off the top of my head, where the movie just kind of falls a little flat is just, it tries to be different, but all the things that it does are very surface level to be different. It's just like let's make modern day references to things. Let's be a little cynical about things. Let's be a little edgy with our humor. But it's like for me, if I look at older Christmas movies, ones that I actually do enjoy, like they kind of just lean full into just being a movie that happens to be about Christmas. Christmas has at this point kind of become a genre. And I feel like every modern Christmas movie just kind of falls into that trap of being, within that genre of movie. There's no innovation anymore. There's no focus on just making a movie. It's like, can we hit the marks of what a Christmas movie is supposed to do? Which, it's fine. It's safe, but it's just predictable. So like, there's no part of me that really felt like this movie was actually doing anything different or innovative as much as it was kind of projecting itself to be. That being said, some of the jokes hit, some of the jokes don't. Like, for me, I would describe this movie as very middle of the road without getting too far into it. But what about you guys? What did you think?
Yeah, so I feel like on the opposite spectrum with Austin. I love Christmas movies and I love stupid Christmas movies. I don't care how stupid they are because it's a Christmas movie. I already know it's going to be somewhat like cheesy or whatever. I'm not looking to find or watch a movie that's going to be totally different from anything I've ever seen. So knowing that I'm going into this Christmas movie with those kind of expectations, I really enjoyed it. I am also a musical person. So when Matt brought up this movie and I found out that it was a musical, I was like, oh, I don't know if I've seen this story done in a musical form. And with the cast, I thought that was, I know Ryan Reynolds sings, but like I don't think I've watched him like sing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, this was actually my first time like seeing him actually like sing.
Because I know he can sing. And then also Will Ferrell, like I know he can sing as well, but is he like an amazing singer? Not at all. But like it was entertaining. The story is not completely like this different from the Christmas Carol, but I did like the modern touches that they did put into it. And like twists, if you will. And I think that's what I really appreciated with the movie is because I have seen A Christmas Carol done several different times or in other, movies, settings. And so watching it in like a modern take, like, trying to be edgy, I thought it was nicely done. And yeah, I am a big musical person, and I think my only gripe with this movie was trying to not necessarily force myself to like it because it's a musical, but I did like in the very beginning. I was like, oh, we didn't really need that right now. Like it was like the music like happened so quickly, and it was just boom, 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 boom. Which generally musicals are. I get it, but I do, in movies, I feel like having still just regular talking and acting, whatever you want to call that, normal movie stuff happening. Like it needed, I guess the very beginning was just a lot of really just too many songs all at once to me.
Yeah.
And it almost took me out of it at first. And then
it is very jarring at first.
Yeah. And then they make fun of it. Right. And they start being like, they cut themselves off because they're like, no, we're not going to put a song here. Then they made it a joke and I'm like, oh, okay. That's it. I started to grow to just like liking it for what it was. And I don't know if we're going to talk about the music later, but I have a whole thing about the music. But yeah, overall, I liked the movie and I liked their twist on it. What else? Octavia Spencer was an interesting choice. Yeah, I thought.
I do want to like delve into the cast a bit.
Mama.
Yeah, because I think that was the last thing I saw her in, so it was a weird.
I saw her murder children.
Yeah, so it's a very like
yeah,
and also I didn't know she could sing.
Also, a social media related movie, by the way.
Sorry, what?
Which also a social media related.
I want to get into that. I want to get into
that. Part in this movie.
Yeah, I want to get into that later.
It does. So the story with like essentially suicide
Yeah.
again. Like
Yeah.
how many times have we talked about
It's
that
like
now?
the second time in 3 episodes.
We mentioned it.
Don't
We
even-
mentioned it in every podcast.
Yeah.
Don't even
Yeah.
get
I'm
me
sorry, it's a
started,
trigger
bro, on
warning,
how
but-
fucking shoehorned that shit
Hold
was
on.
in.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We're going first impressions
But anyway,
here.
sorry.
Yeah.
First impressions. Yeah. Again, I liked it. Go
Yeah.
on.
All
Right,
right.
Matt?
So no secret, I loved it. The thing is with Christmas music or Christmas movies, it's very akin to Christmas music where you know what you're gonna get, right? There, you can't really stray too far and be too original. You have to have a lot of the Christmas elements within it. So yes, you know, doing another interpretation of A Christmas Carol, not the most original thing. Did they do it different enough for me? Yeah, I think they did. It was, I guess you can say, like a spiritual successor to A Christmas Carol. Is it the best interpretation? No. You know who gets that nod? The fucking Muppets. And you know what
Muppet
they
Christmas
did?
Carol
They did a musical as well. That's
is
also a
actually
musical.
a good Christmas movie.
Yeah,
You just like Muppet versions, huh? That's cool.
dude,
No,
Muppets
it's just like
goated.
no, like if you watch that movie, like yeah, it's a little bit dated, but A Muppet's
It
Christmas
holds up.
Carol is a solid. Like they went into that wanting to make a movie,
Yeah.
not just like make a Christmas movie.
But
You know what I'm saying?
anyways, let me move forward with this one before we get sidetracked. So with this movie though, if you're familiar with Christmas and Christmas stories, if you're familiar with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell, you know exactly what you're going to get with this movie. Exactly. The humor, the way they do jokes, the way they dialogue, it's all very them. Will Ferrell, very like, I'm yelling, I'm surprised, I'm blah, blah, blah. Ryan Reynolds, very sarcastic, very snarky, just that asshole douchebag charm. Like they bring what they're known for to this movie. So in that aspect, it's kind of like, yeah, you're probably not going to get a lot of depth, but the depth that this movie had, I think, was just enough, especially for a Christmas movie, because a lot of Christmas movies that don't play off Christmas stories, they all deal with fucking deadbeat dads. Like the family dynamics of those movies is always like a dad not being around, right? Even Elf was like that. Even Elf had that element. And this kind of plays on the family element in a very unique way with the sister and the brother's relationship and even just deadbeat parents in a way, and how it affects everything. I think this movie tackled very well. The music, some bangers, definitely some misses. That's to be expected. And as far as the singing goes, when I was kind of reading what people thought about this movie, a lot of people wished that Ryan Reynolds' part was actually Neil Patrick Harris, which I could see. I could definitely see. But a lot of people were knocking the singing. And I think the fact that they're not singers, they're not very good, helps with the charm of the movie because it helps, you know, add to their characters a bit. You know, it's not like they were like Lin-Manuel Miranda trying to hang with opera singers or Broadway singers. You know what I mean? Like they were on each other's level, everyone in the movie. And I thought that really helped it out. But yeah, it's no secret. I love this movie. It's definitely added to my Christmas rotation. One thing that's a hard knock on it is the Apple TV exclusivity, because I'm probably not going to keep my membership. So
Here at Nosebleed AV Club, we hate capitalism. Hate it.
but you know,
But if we could get that ad revenue,
yeah, if
that'd be
Apple, you know,
awesome.
just wants to throw us some free memberships and some dinero, you know, we will definitely be watching this every year.
I might love capitalism.
You
Then,
might
you know what I'm saying?
But
I'll
yeah.
suck capitalism's dick. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh my God.
for sure.
But yeah, love the movie. I thought what they did was good. I thought the modern stuff they brought into it was pretty well done for the most part. How it brought on, actually, let me wrap it up. Loved it. Blah blah blah. Good movie.
Hey, see what you did there.
However, I want to get into this real quick. Are we team tree or real tree, or are we team fake tree?
Oh, you know I'm riding with the fake plastic tree. Shout out to Radiohead. Yes, sir.
Landon?
Oh, to like just have
To just have.
like in your home.
Yeah.
Oh, fake tree.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
thankfully.
Here at the Nosebleed AV Club, we are team fake tree, right?
Fake plastic trees,
And
baby.
if this movie taught us anything, it's that real trees are evil.
They're just a pain in the fucking ass.
They're evil.
Dude. They're just
If you
so
like real
fucking
trees,
annoying.
You're on the bad
and
guy's
you're
side.
hurting the environment. Like
Mhm.
a plastic, yes, like plastic is bad for the environment, but we're not throwing it out. That's the whole
But
point.
you can reuse it.
Exactly.
Every fucking year.
Exactly.
You reuse it.
It becomes the Christmas tree. If you get a new
Yeah.
Christmas tree every year, it's not special. But the
Exactly.
Christmas tree, the one you bring out every year,
Yeah.
that's
You could pass it down
exactly
generations.
exactly fake
Real,
trees.
real tree people are compensating for something, you know. Like I think there's like a bad family dynamic going on. Like the father's an alcoholic. He
Real
beats the kids.
quick. Let's just
There's something. If you're a real tree family, you're hiding some shit. I swear to God.
let's get real though. All our family lives pretty pretty messed up.
No, I'm talking like worse though. Real family, real trees, dude.
Real trees, real problems.
There's some real problems going on there.
But anyways, let's talk about the cast because again, cast I thought was great. Part of the reason, like I think 99% of the reason why I watched this movie was because of Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell, which by the way, they've never done a movie together up until now, which is
Really?
weird, right?
That is interesting.
Because
yeah.
like they're so good, it just makes sense. That's a good pairing. Like do more stuff, like make more movies together. But not
not
only
the best casting in my opinion.
not the best casting is what you're saying.
No.
You didn't.
No,
So I
not
thought
at
the
all.
supporting cast was pretty
Okay.
good.
Tracy Morgan as the Ghost of Christmas Future is
Oh
underrated.
yeah, I
Fucking
did you like
hilarious.
Did you,
That
I
was
did
one
like
of the
that.
bits I
That's
thought was
who I-
hilarious.
Because
That's who I did not care
I didn't
for.
know he was in this movie. So when I heard his voice, I was like, "Is
I
that
was
Tracy
just like,
Morgan?"
what the
that
fuck?
it was a surprise. I actually I don't.
It
know,
caught
it's
me
unpopular
off
opinion.
guard.
I don't like.
No.
Tracy
That's the one you don't
Morgan.
like.
I don't even care for Tracy Morgan either, but it caught me so off guard that it became like extremely funny to me. And like the bit that he has about like you just got like what was it? You just got
He's got Christmas Carol, bitch.
You got
Like I thought it
boned?
was funny. Like I thought it was his voice is just hilarious to me, and the fact that they made Death sound like him, like
Yeah.
he's Death, I thought was just fucking hysterical. So like honestly, to me, that was one of the better castings in
Speaking
terms
of,
of just like sheer like surprise and just like oh wow, that's I would never think of Tracy Morgan to play that role.
so we said or you guys mentioned Octavia Spencer was a surprising choice. What were your thoughts on her?
She was very good. She was really good.
she
I
she
thought-
was a surprise, but also just surprisingly good.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah.
I thought for the role that they had her in, I thought she was fine. Like
Yeah.
I thought she did a pretty good job. Like in terms of performances, she probably was the most consistent in terms of like good. You
Mhm.
know, like there's parts where Ryan Reynolds maybe dips a little bit. There's parts where, of course, they're doing most of the heavy lifting, Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell. So obviously, like that's to be expected for them to not be 100% the whole time. But for as little as she was in the movie, I thought she was pretty much consistent on screen the whole time. I thought the guy that played Owen was fun. I thought his character was like a nice little fun like moment in
Yeah.
the movie. I honestly look forward to any time he was on screen because it was pretty good.
As for Octavia Spencer, she was also surprised because of the odd couple pairing.
Yes.
I don't know. Like at first, I was like, "Oh, she's the love interest," and I was like, "that was like okay, we'll see where this goes."
Mhm.
And then it became like just natural. It worked for me. But initially, I was like, "Oh, I don't know how this is gonna go. This is very odd."
If I was Will Ferrell's character, I would get a DNA test because those kids look full black.
Yeah, I was really
Just-
like
His
huh,
DNA would show dead. I mean, so
That's true. That is
Just saying,
true.
man. Just saying, man.
What about
So I-
past Sunita Mani? I think.
oh, I thought she was funny.
inconsequential, in my opinion.
I've
Like,
seen
just-
her in other dumb things.
Yeah.
So I was like, it checks out for me.
What
So
else
it
is
was
she
fine
in?
for me.
I forget.
I don't
So-
know. It's
Familiar.
stupid things.
So she was in the Netflix series Glow, which was about female wrestlers.
wrestlers.
She was
Yeah,
in
never watched
Everything
it.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
she
yeah,
has
yeah.
a credit.
She
in
was
that.
she was the girl with the they were make that with the dog, right? Is that her? No. What was she in Everything Everywhere?
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, so.
Oh, that's right.
Forgot.
That's right. I forgot. Never mind.
She was also in Mr. Robot for a little bit, I think. I'm
mean,
not super familiar with her. I've watched stuff she was in, but I don't really remember her. But
honestly, I don't think she necessarily added anything to the movie. Like it could have been any.
It could have been some other.
It could have been anybody.
Yeah.
Like because they even do a thing where like her and the HR girl have like the same bit where they both think that Ryan Reynolds is hot, and like it could have been. They could have easily been switched around and it would have been fine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they both played the same kind of character in a weird way.
The guy who played Marley has a fucking phenomenal voice. Hearing him speak in this movie, I was like, damn, that guy sounds fucking sick. Marley is the
he was. He's very sick. Actually.
He's the guy who was like basically running like the spirit world, who was like kind of like pushing them along.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
has he done like voiceover stuff? Because his voice is really familiar.
He was on Broadway. That's about the extent I know of his career.
He's the same guy that has like the cinder block chains and shit, right?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Like Marley, right?
He had the coolest fucking
Patrick
voice.
Page.
Yeah.
He kind of gave me Patrick Stewart vibes now you mentioned
A little bit.
kind of.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
The Karen at the beginning was Rose Byrne.
Yeah. I thought she was going to be in it more
her.
just because she's
no idea who that is.
But this movie like did well with like cameos. Like I think the cameos were Judi Dench, like just randomly appearing.
Right?
I was like, what?
Okay.
Tell me why they show this one guy at the beginning, like just one of the random workers at the office or whatever. And I thought it was Drake for like 2 seconds.
It
like
probably was not Drake.
Can't believe it wasn't Drake.
But cast was solid, I think.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
So
no
let me
real
ask you
complaints.
guys this then. Because this is another thing about the movie where I was just like, I just can't get over how this looks, how this sounds. It's just not for me. Not at once, did you not get the vibe that this was like an extended Target commercial? Like it didn't feel like that at all to you?
No, because it's a musical.
Yeah.
I mean, it just feels like it felt like
I guess if you're not really a musical fan, then
no, like
the thing is,
I wouldn't say I'm not a musical noob either, though, right? Like I've seen, like my favorite musical of all time, Sweeney Todd. I've seen I like Grease is fine. I've seen Hairspray. We watched Wicked. We watched the Anastasia musical. Like I've seen musicals. I've seen live productions. I've seen everything. I watched.
But to like it,
yeah, I like musicals. I just feel like they need.
Like to say that you watched it is different than saying you like it and you're a fan of musicals on Broadway.
So like my favorite musical was Sweeney Todd, right? I've seen both Broadway production or like stage production. I don't know if it was on Broadway. I think it was on Broadway, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that and the movie. Loved both. What was that? Tick Tick Boom. I thought was really good. Grease is a really good movie. I've never seen. No, I have seen the stage production actually, and that was also really fun.
Okay,
Wicked's amazing. Wicked's one of the best things I've ever seen ever.
So if you like Wicked, it's on the same. Like,
no, it's not.
Wait. What about it felt like a Target commercial to you?
Dude,
what was
everything about it, the
you?
whole aesthetics, the lighting, the singing.
Christmas?
No, but like, here's the thing though. There's a difference between it's not just because it's Christmas, because there's plenty of Christmas movies that don't feel like it. It's because, and Janice made a comment about this too when we were watching it. It's like even the set design, when it's not supposed to look like it, looks like a stage production. You know what I'm saying? Like it looks so.
Well, here's the thing with this movie.
I like that, but go on.
Yeah, here's the thing with this movie is the thing that I like about it as well is it takes itself seriously, but at the same time, it's also very self-aware. It's very over the top because they're so especially. I
understand that, but I'm talking about when it
take into consideration the cast. It probably was.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think it's on purpose.
Yeah, I think it's on purpose.
I mean, if it is, then again,
especially with like Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell and like how they deliver things.
Yeah,
especially like fucking Deadpool, like always breaking the third wall, like these kind of like whatever the fucking. But it's.
That's fine. Like that's fine. You can use that as like your excuse, but like at the end of the day,
it's not an excuse.
No, but I'm just saying, like that's what you're saying. It is like that's fine. If that's your reasoning.
It's the reasoning of why I liked it, but the reasoning why you liked it or didn't like it. So like, I mean, we both have a reason.
I'm just saying, like you might have felt that way, but I'm pretty sure it was very intentional. This movie is very intentional.
And that's what I'm saying. Like it's one thing for how I feel versus how you feel. That's fine, right? Whatever. But if you're saying that that was their intention for it to look like that, then okay, now the conversation is whether or not it was good for how they intended to use it. Was that good for the movie? If you guys feel like it was good for the movie, that's fine. I don't necessarily think. To me, it just felt like I was watching a Target commercial. That's all.
Okay,
like it felt very just so like soulless. It just felt like there was no heart in it. It felt overly produced in moments.
Well,
and like that,
you also got to take into consideration the movie itself. What they actually do is recreate the people's lives as a stage, right?
That's
their whole
what
thing.
I'm saying. Like that's the problem. Where it's like I felt like even when it wasn't parts where it wasn't like that. Like so, for example, The Office, which is very much real life. That wasn't when Octavia's doing her thing and singing her song about how shitty of a fucking person she is. Like that's not like. That's in the real world. So it doesn't follow that narrative. Right. Right. Now, I understand what you're saying. I get it. Like, yes, the whole point is them building stages to recreate the past. But this is a part where that's not the case. This is just the real world with the musical aspect. It just doesn't work.
Let me give you a thought, though. Was it not very Broadway lighting during that scene?
Yeah. And that's for me, like, that could either work or it doesn't work, right? In this instance, in conjunction with the whole movie, with how the whole entire movie is that way, like for me, where the movie doesn't necessarily hit is I don't get the same sincerity out of it that I get from other Christmas movies that I feel have a lot more heart in it. I feel like this is something this almost feels like a industry plant equivalent of a movie where it's like, we know you're going to love this shit. We know you're going to fucking eat it up. So fucking take it.
Here's the thing. You have to separate when we're talking about Christmas movies that take place during Christmas and legitimate straight in your face Christmas movies, right? Because if you're thinking like, oh, Home Alone felt more sincere. Well, Home Alone isn't necessarily a Christmas movie, like a movie about Christmas, right? Like it's a movie that takes place during Christmas.
That's kind of my larger point, though. Is like I feel like
also Christmas is a fucking consumer holiday, bro. So this is right on brand.
Okay, so but like, what are we talking about, right? Are we talking about the morality of it, or are we talking?
I'm talking about the way it looks. If you think it looks like it's a commercial, well, yeah, it probably was intentional because they are, first of all, just the way the movie is, and second of all, Christmas in general is just.
And that's fine. Again, that's fine. Like, but it doesn't work for me because this is what I personally look for in a Christmas movie, right? So, like, the Christmas movies that hit for me don't have.
What are those, by the way?
So, like, Muppets Christmas Carol. So, in this, 8 Crazy Nights is an animated movie, so you can kind of get away with a little bit more there. I think Elf was probably the last like great Christmas movie that
Elf is goated. Elf is on another level.
That's what I'm saying. Like Elf,
but I don't think anything's trying to be Elf because I don't think anything can be Elf. Of course
not. No, of course not. But here's the thing, right? It's not that it's not that it's trying to be Elf. It's that it is a product of Elf. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like Elf kind of created it's like Marvel movies, like how every Disney movie is now a Marvel movie. How kind of Guardians of the Galaxy kind of changed how Marvel movies operate going forward. Even though they're not necessarily trying to be Guardians of the Galaxy, they still have remnants of what Guardians of the Galaxy was in them. That's how I kind of feel about Christmas movies going forward, is that they all have Elf in them because they want to replicate that feeling that Elf gives. But Elf is a one-of-a-kind movie, and Elf wasn't trying to be anything else. Elf was trying to be its own movie. And that's where I feel like this movie doesn't succeed in the same vein as other Christmas movies, is because it's trying to kind of touch as many things as possible and bring in as big of an audience as possible. It's a safe movie. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't take any risk. That's all fine. It's just, for me, it doesn't work because it lacks in the magic that other Christmas movies have that have a lot more sincerity behind it.
Fair. But again, the Target look was probably intentional.
Which, to me, it doesn't work.
I will give you this. Where it looked really shitty for me was the ice rink. That set looked really shitty to me. That looked super fake. It's like super green screened. It just definitely took me out of it for a bit.
And it sucks that it was like at the end.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, none of that really hit for me. Like, I think shoehorning a lot of like relevant shit into it, like the pandemic, cyberbullying, a suicide. Like, yeah, I get it, I understand, but like, or social media and like pitting one of against each other, like all that stuff, like it's just like I kind of hate when movies do that. Like I hate the whole wink and a nod. Like I think there's ways you could do it that are tasteful. I think there's ways that you could do it that are more clever than this. This is just kind of hitting you over the head with it. Like it is very much trying to give you the nudge and the wink, like, remember that time? Remember when that happened? That was crazy, right? You know, like it's just like I like movies that treat their audience with respect, treat them with dignity. Like to me, those are like lowest common denominator jokes. They're jokes that everyone's gonna understand because we all went through it. And it's like, ha ha, they reference that thing that we went through like literally 2 years ago. You know, like it's like have a little bit more tact, have a little bit more, you know,
I think
creativity
you're looking you're looking for too much. You're asking too much of this movie because it's a Christmas
God
movie.
forbid someone has standards. So, I'm sorry.
No,
someone
so
here
listen,
has to.
Listen, when you're releasing a Christmas movie, your target audience is every fucking one. Kids, adults, like, and when do you release Christmas movies? It's when during the holiday season, right? So you're going to be at these family get-togethers. You're going to be at the house with all your family members. Hey, like, what do you guys want to do? We can't go anywhere. Everything's closed. Let's watch a movie. So you're going to make a movie with pieces for everyone, with something for everyone.
Here's the thing. This is us talking about it. We're not the Everyone podcast. This is the Nosebleed AV Club, right? So for you guys, it worked, and that's fine. You guys fall into that larger demographic. It didn't work for me. That's, you know, like, it's just, there's jokes in here that I do think work. Like, I think the Sephora joke I thought was actually kind of funny, pretty clever, and like a little nod to capitalism.
That kind of fucked up my whole timeline because it shows him meeting that girl and showing her Twitter. And then I looked up when Sephora first came into the United States. It was 1998.
Yeah, so it's like it doesn't make any goddamn fucking sense.
Wait, is that like?
But like in terms of the joke and like them being like a almost like a production with how they handle doing everyone's personal Christmas carols, like, okay, I get it. It was a little weird to me that they didn't even show the Sephora. So
it's like in the background.
I don't know. It's just like kind of like, I don't know. Maybe it was a problem with the stream, but it didn't pan the camera at all.
It didn't pan to it. But on a different, as that scene progresses, it's in the background.
I guess I just like if you're gonna acknowledge it, you should at least like show it in that moment. That's just a little like small little nitpick, but like, I thought that joke was funny. I thought, like I said, I thought the Owen character was pretty funny. Like the whole like that part where Will Ferrell is like, "Oh, watch, something amazing."
That was my favorite line of the movie.
You guys can't see it, and I was like, "Damn, that would have been cool." You know, like
that would have been amazing.
That shit was, dude, like to me, that's good writing at work. To me, it's not like trying to just hit the lowest common denominator. That's actual like charm and character. In terms of like that character has been developed a certain way, and we've come to expect a certain thing from him, and he's acting within the he's acting within the rule set of that character. You know, like all that stuff hits for me. That's all fine. It's just like, again, like, you know, just shoehorning things that are supposed to either hit for us on an emotional level or on a humor level that I just don't think necessarily work. Like the suicide doesn't hit at all. Like it's like, okay, yeah, like we all knew that was going to come, right? That's the kicker that like gets him to change, is that his actions caused someone to commit suicide, which like he's literally caused all of the worst things possible up until that point, except for that one last straw, right? And he never felt bad about it before, like, you know. So it's like he literally ruined like a mom and her kid's life, if I recall, right? During like when he gets kicked off from that company, like that's what he says. But like both are ruining lives in a manner. We don't get the details of what exactly he did to ruin that mom and her kid's life. But
the thing is though, with the child suicide, he's gonna feel like not only is he gonna feel responsible, but he's gonna feel that his niece is responsible.
Which, okay, again, the niece he never gave a fuck about anyway, right?
No, but he did. Like, that's the thing. He did, but he didn't want to admit it.
Yeah, and that's fine, but they don't develop that as good as they should, right? For it to hit like you.
Well, if it didn't hit for you, it hit for me.
How many scenes did we get, Landon, of him actually connecting and bonding with that kid?
I mean, you don't have to have a whole lot of scenes. It's just,
But that's character
with the
development.
understanding.
That's building a
It's a
character, though.
Christmas movie that is just a musical.
Again,
and just like
you guys,
I feel like
you
you're looking
made
for
me
more.
watch this.
You're
You
looking
made me
for
watch this, so
more
you're gonna get these
about
criticisms.
in this movie. Then
I had to-
understand you're like when you would look more into Swiss Army Man. This is a Christmas movie
I
that
had
is a
to hear
musical
you.
starring Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell.
I had
Like,
to hear Matt fucking talk shit on one of my favorite movies.
How did I
guys
talk
had to
shit
catch these
about
fucking
it?
hands.
How did I talk shit about it?
I'm
Where
just
was
kidding.
I knocking on it? I was not
Pirates
knocking
movie.
on it.
Here's the thing, right?
I gave it a
Like-
3, bro. That's over half.
Terrible. Terrible.
That's 3 out of 5.
No, it deserves more than that. No, listen, here, all jokes aside, listen, like, yes, I understand it's a Christmas movie.
You
God,
you
like, we
have
should
to
fully expect certain
frame
things
your
from a Christmas
mind
movie.
differently. Like if I'm
Well,
what if
no,
I'm
that's
watching
the
a
thing.
what if I'm watching a fucking slasher horror film? Am I going to look for the fucking death in that? Probably not.
You could, yeah, no, you absolutely. That's the beauty of movies these days. Like
This
movies
man
are
fucking
adapting.
glazes horror movies so hard. Glazes them so hard.
brought up slashers.
God forbid,
You-
God forbid you watch something lighthearted and maybe you don't have to think as hard.
No, Lan-
yeah,
God
this one you didn't have to
forbid.
think too much. It's a very straightforward. These are things that happen.
and I've brought out
Take it
movies,
for what it is.
and I've brought out movies that you don't have to think hard for that I fucking enjoy the fuck out of. Like I love simple movies. I love movies that feel like
This was a
talked
simple
about-
movie.
I just talked about no, but this is not
It's a
movie
musical.
that works
Musicals
for me.
are so simple. They tell
I
you
don't
what's
understand.
happening. They
Just
sing about
because
it.
I say I like a simple movie and I can get behind it just because you bring out another. This is also a simple movie. I have to like this. Like no,
Oh no, not saying
Like-
I'm not
like
saying you
it.
have to like it,
I
but
think
I
it's-
think
and
you're
that's-
just
No, no, no.
looking way
And
too
I
hard
think-
into it.
no, not at all. Here's the thing. I have certain expectations or I have certain things that hit for me in terms of movies that I like.
Mhm.
That's regardless whether it's a complex ass movie or something stupid as fuck. It doesn't matter. Like if something hits for me, it hits for me. I'm telling you guys why this movie didn't hit for me. I don't think this movie's bad. I liked this movie. It's fine. I enjoyed it. I just think that it's just nowhere near as interesting as it sometimes pretends to be. That's all. Like I don't think I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's fine. I'm nitpicking it here and there. Overall, it's a fun movie. Would I recommend it for the average person that wants to watch a Christmas movie? Yeah, sure. I'll fucking recommend it to you. Would I personally watch it again? Probably not. But that's just me. Like, I just honestly feel like there's things you can do that can subvert expectations. You can go into something expecting something and still be surprised by it. You brought up a slasher movie. That's the only reason I brought up horror movies. For example, X is a slasher movie, but X is a slasher movie that a lot of people would say was better than your average slasher movie because it subverted expectations. It did things a little bit different. It tackled the genre in a new, interesting way. I'm not saying that this movie had to be that. I'm just saying if you're going to introduce these things that haven't necessarily been done in Christmas movies before, like I think someone on Letterboxd wrote a review. It's like the only Christmas movie to ever tackle child suicide, right? Like they went that far. Okay, fine. If you're gonna go that far, like I don't know, at least be interesting about it or do something with it. To me, it just felt kind of substanceless.
Okay,
That's all.
well, let me frame it in a different way. Like I told you earlier, this movie is going to be watched probably by families, right? There's going to be children there. You got to maybe consider that a young kid seeing this in the movie, as shallow as you thought it was, might hit for them because maybe that's something they experience. Maybe that's something they partake in is bullying.
That's fine. Like again, I don't have any problems with that. Like if a kid loves this fucking movie, I will never shit on it in front of them. Like
But you
that's
just said you had a problem with it.
I have a problem with it for me. That's the problem you guys are missing for me. It's for me. We're talking about my feelings on it. What the fuck? Yes, a kid and a family is allowed to enjoy it. That's fine. But you're asking me my opinion.
And I heard your opinion. I'm just offering another thought. Is this
That's
not
fine.
the point of discussions?
Hey, listen.
Am I just going to listen to you
Controversial-
go blah, 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 and be
controversial
like,
opinion.
okay. Like, no, we're going
Controversial
to
opinion.
discuss
You
it.
guys are framing me to be some fucking snob. I like the fucking prequel
No,
Star Wars movies. I'm
Just trying
sorry.
to understand.
People think
why-
those movies
why
are
your
shit. And
opinion is the
brother,
way it is.
brother, all I said was this is a pretty surface level movie. You don't need to look too deep into it.
Yeah,
and you
that's
go,
it.
I have expectations.
You guys are framing things. Yeah, I do. You guys are framing things in a
Why
weird
were there
way.
expectations?
Because it's a movie. Like I have expectations for every movie I watch.
Oh, you do. Okay, that was my question.
Yeah.
Okay, why?
Of course, even if it's a dumb movie, I still have expectations. The expectations are tempered though. But here's the thing: for a Christmas movie, I told you I am bored of Christmas movies. I want to see something different and interesting. So if my expectation for something is already low and it basically meets that expectation, then it's like, for me, it's like, okay, well, I need to talk about this movie. So here's what I'm going to talk about. Here's why I felt the way I feel. It's not that I'm purposefully moving the goalposts to shit on this movie. I am telling you why I have low expectations for Christmas movies in general and why this movie doesn't raise the bar for me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, fuck. We lost some footage. I don't know when it stopped recording. Oh,
Like
footage? Yeah. Hold on. Let me check something real quick.
Fuck. This whole conversation.
Fuck.
Erase it from your memories. Let's do it again.
I will not get that impassioned ever again. So you lost it.
We lost some point of the conversation at some point.
Like
we
the
can move
conversation
on,
too,
though.
or just a video footage?
Both. Oh, no, actually, we still have the conversation in audio form, so it's fine.
Okay, cool.
But-
Oh, because they're two separate, right?
Two separate.
Okay.
Yeah. So we could we move on.
Just for this. Okay, yeah. Just for the sake of the movie, let me just.
We'll just have animated people.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck. You're gonna do that, Landon? Are you gonna do that?
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Just to summarize real quick, because I'm the one getting shitted on for this. Christmas movies are fine. They can be dumb. They can be
Most of
as
them
stupid as
are.
they want. And that's fine. And I get it. They're made for families, whatever. I'm not opposed to any of that. Those movies have a right to exist and they're fun for who they're made for. All I'm saying is that I personally don't really care for Christmas movies. This movie didn't change anything for me. That's just my opinion for it. And I look to answer Landon's question. Of course, I have expectations. I have expectations for everything. I just alter those expectations based on what I want out of a movie personally.
Other than it being a Christmas movie, though, it's also a musical, and that's why I say, like, if you're not a big like musical person, then I understand why it kind of just.
I've seen better musicals and I've seen better Christmas movies.
And again, seen and like this is part of your personality, like two different like.
I'm sorry, is this movie a part of your personality now? All of a sudden,
musicals. I fucking love musicals. Like
okay,
that is like a big
too.
part of my life.
And look, you're a big musical person. I get that.
And that's why.
Fine.
Okay.
That's why if you didn't understand or like get why things were done and why it makes sense.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm a big musical person. There's musicals that I like and I enjoy. There's musicals that I think do things in ways that I've never seen before, and I appreciate that about them. Maybe for someone that watches as many musicals as you, it's not as impressive. Maybe the musicals that I like aren't impressive to you for certain reasons. That's all fine. That's all fine. I've seen musicals that do musicals better. I've seen Christmas movies that do Christmas movies better.
All right, let's move on. Speaking of the music, thoughts on the music?
Music?
Yeah.
So when it first started happening, at first I was like, this sounds like something I know. And then as more songs started happening, especially like the duet songs with Will Ferrell and Octavia Spencer, and then I think they had two together. They were very reminiscent of Dear Evan Hansen.
Okay.
And I was like, why does it sound like these songs? And it's because they're the same writers. So they did the music. That's a duo. What are they called? Pasek and Paul.
Okay.
So yeah, they've done Dear Evan Hansen and then some other things. But Dear Evan Hansen was the one that I really heard throughout this movie.
I'm not familiar with that one at all, so I would have never made that connection.
Yes.
Who were your what were your favorite songs throughout the movie?
Okay.
Or your least favorite songs? Yeah, what were your favorite songs and least favorite songs?
Oh God. I mean, I haven't watched enough to even really know. Because nothing really like stuck out.
Yeah, nothing is super memorable. But
hey, listen, what did I say? It was mid. I'll say something then. I personally liked the Ryan Reynolds' first song.
Yeah, that one was
in front of the
probably
Fake Tree People.
my
I thought that was really
favorite
good. And I think the what was it? There was another song that I thought was really fucking good.
Good Afternoon was my favorite one, actually.
Oh, that was a good
Good Afternoon was
I
my
personally
favorite
didn't care for that one, but I could see why that would hit for a lot of people. What the fuck was the second one that hit for me? I'll have to think on it again.
I will say,
but I thought the first Ryan Reynolds one was really
the
good.
one that they do the full version of at the end credits, the Ripple one. That one gets stuck in my head. That chorus is like an earworm. Ripple, 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 like fucking just repeats.
I did like the with Octavia Spencer and Will Ferrell just because they did sound like the Dear Evan Hansen songs that I like. So
see, to me, those were some of the weaker ones. Like the one where Ryan Reynolds starts singing about like Will Ferrell's character, like "This is the life you wanted," the one that gets cut off. That one was a little weak for me. I think a lot of the Octavia Spencer songs kind of went on for just a tad too long. Like I feel like they maybe could have cut it by like a minute or two. But other than that, no real complaints with the music. I thought it was fine. The end number was good. It was like a good closer when
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought the music was fine. Nothing like amazing. Like I'm not gonna listen to it like I did like
it's not gonna be a soundtrack that I'm gonna be
exactly. Yeah, it's not like Hamilton where I'm gonna listen to it.
I would like to listen to it again. Maybe there wasn't something that hit initially.
Yeah,
because sometimes it's like that. So
yeah, I'm gonna say Bringing Back Christmas. I'm just gonna leave it at one. But yeah, Bringing Back Christmas I thought was really good. Typically the one like to me like that song had like really witty writing, and I think Ryan Reynolds, even though he's not like the best singer, his execution of performing that song was really well done. The choreography behind all of the dancing and everything I thought was really well done. The set design, how they utilized the set, like I thought was all really good. Like the like everyone banging on the tables and shit, I thought was like extremely well done. Really well choreographed in terms of like just working with what the point of the song was, working with the emotion of everybody involved in the song. Like the suit change, underrated effect. I thought that was really fun. And then the suit changing after, like, yeah, no, I thought that all was really well done. Landon C, look, I do care about musicals. I can analyze it properly.
They use a lot of tap in this movie.
Yeah.
A lot. Which is not a bad thing. Reminds me of like fucking, was it Stomp?
Did you guys... Okay, so I know you guys loved it. I don't know. I personally felt like Good Afternoon was a little too long.
I can see why you would think that. It was pretty long.
But
there was
like,
a point where I was like, oh, well, it's still going.
If you're framing it like a Broadway musical, I think it's an appropriate amount of time, personally. I didn't feel like it was too long or too short or anything. I felt like it was like,
it kept my attention. It was still funny throughout.
The visual gags were enough to keep me interested in the song. Yeah.
If I was just listening to it, I'd be like, "This okay, let's move it along." But because there was a lot of to see. Yeah.
What did you think of the last song? Well, like the last song in terms of like right when Ryan Reynolds
the closing number, basically.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine. Like I didn't think the song was like super memorable, but pairing that song with the visuals, I thought it made for a good scene. Good closer.
Yeah, I don't know. Like for me, and like you guys already kind of talked about this, just for me, like everything was kind of pretty much middle of the road. Like I said, Ryan Reynolds was the one standout for me personally. But like everything was pretty much not really that memorable, didn't really have any impact on me personally. Like, and I don't know, like would any of the songs make it on like your Christmas playlist rotation at the very least?
Not currently for me. Like I would have to watch it again.
Yeah. Like the thing is with these songs, it's almost like replacing dialogue, right? So they're very wordy. You know what I mean? So it's not something I mean, yes, there's hooks, but at the end of the day, like I like things I can sing along to. And
so, but like Hamilton does the same thing, but I'm assuming you guys really fucking like the music from there, right?
But I think that music transcends just being a part of I mean, it is the show. It's the entire show because the entire thing is a musical, right? Like there's no speaking at whatsoever. But the way the songs are done, because it's rap, it's more, you could forgive the wordiness more because it's rap. Because rap usually tends to have more words anyways.
Did you guys appreciate some of the references in like what was your favorite reference in this movie? Because this movie is full of them, right? So obviously there's like the elf one
Yeah.
when he goes to the party.
One that I really liked was when Future Yet to Come was pointing Ryan Reynolds' character out. So at first he grabs the chick, right? And he's like, no, you. And then he grabs the guy dressed up as Scrooge. He's like, come on.
Yeah.
I thought that was a pretty good one.
Were you surprised at all by the twist in this movie that Will Ferrell's character was Scrooge?
It's one of those things where you don't necessarily see it coming, but when it's like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? It doesn't really surprise you. It's just kind of like, yeah. Because as soon as they stepped into that old timey spot, I was like, oh, there it is. Yeah.
So is that when it hit? For you?
That's when it hit.
Is that when you figured it out?
Mm-hmm.
So I did personally figure it out a lot sooner, like because like the whole "It Is a Christmas Carol" basically remix.
Because here's the thing, I didn't know anything about this movie. I didn't even know it was a Christmas Carol until I started the movie. A clever thing they did, or a joke that they did that I really liked, was the fact that he was only good for 3.5 weeks. Like that's the extent of his life after he turned good.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. Because Ryan Reynolds makes a good point. How do you know you're really good? Anyone could be good for a short amount of time, which is even funny though. I haven't timed it, but I'm pretty sure Ryan Reynolds, when he changes, only lives for 3 seconds before he gets hit by that bus again.
Yeah.
If not less.
Yeah. And listen, like to me, that was one of the better written parts of the movie, where that they like kill him off like within 3 weeks, because it does set up a why he still feels this longing need to like redeem people, because he never fully got a chance to experience what it was like to be on the other side, you know? So it makes sense. And then it goes into Ryan Reynolds. Like, so how did you feel about them killing off Ryan Reynolds at the end, actually? So, because that was something that me and Janice were like a little bit divided on.
I feel like it makes sense. It makes sense for the movie.
I thought it for sure had to happen.
Yeah.
Because like if it didn't happen, I probably would have not liked this movie at all.
Because it's not necessarily a sacrifice if he doesn't. Like, yeah, sure. If he still gets hit, then yeah, sure, he kind of did. But like if he like somehow made it out in time,
solidified his
good
deed of,
exactly.
And look,
changed person.
Here we are talking about substance in a stupid Christmas movie. Got you guys. Look, anyway,
actually,
just saying.
I said this movie had like a good amount of depth, like the perfect amount. So you didn't get.
Well, that was Landon's words, not mine. So either way, like, yeah, again, it adds to the substance of the movie, right? Like to me, like him not dying, it would have just cheapened all of what we just went through with him.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he was so dead set on not changing. Even after he changed, he still was very adamant that he hadn't. Like him to die right when he finally made the realization that he has changed and he was set to like make a difference in the world going forward, and then him dying, like for me, that really solidifies that you really need to embrace the change as soon as you can. You really need to take in the now. You really need to, you know, like not take it for granted, because you don't have all the time in the world. You don't have, you know, the luxury of being able to make this change whenever you want. You should be a good person as soon as you can be a good person, because the minute you decide to, maybe it is time to change, it could be too late. You know? So like him dying was extremely necessary. And like, I think definitely the movie does not hit if he doesn't die. And like, they took a risk. Like, I'm not gonna lie, because like you guys said, if this is for the average family, stupid, dumbass people that enjoy these types of things, then like for them, it's like, oh, sad ending, boo-hoo. Like this movie sucks. But I think they handled it in a really good way, where it is a sad ending if you think about it, but like it's a lighthearted sad ending because he's still alive, he's working, he took over, he's in a relationship now with the Ghost of Christmas Past, and he visits Will Ferrell's family, you know, occasionally. Like it's a movie that has consequences, but they're like very, if you almost think about it, non-consequential consequences, you know?
And I think that's why I think I appreciated this movie, because it is your typical stupid, surface level fucking Christmas movie. but it has just enough depth to kind of maybe teach someone something. You can get something out of it.
I feel like most Christmas movies have like that little message.
But a lot of it is just like,
nice
hey,
message.
be a good parent.
Yeah.
That's about where it goes. Is hey,
You know,
what? Spend time with your kids.
Christmas movies that try to teach you a lesson, right? To me, are like the equivalent of when you're driving and you see like the billboard that says "Don't text and drive," or you see like the bumper sticker on someone's car that says "Baby on board." It's like, yeah, that's really gonna, the person that's speeding like at 100 miles per hour or like looking at their phone while texting and driving is gonna see that shit and they're gonna be like, oh yeah.
Actually, baby on board stickers were more so for responders to let them know that there might be a kid in the car. Not necessarily drive safe around me because I have a baby.
So that's why it's necessary to make it look like the Intel Inside logo. Like,
I mean, people love graphic design.
like,
It's their passion.
It's their passion. But I mean, again, it's a Christmas. I keep going back to this, but it's the fucking truth of it. It's a Christmas movie. So a lot of those movies try to teach you a lesson because they want you to be more appreciative of your family. Because again, it's Christmas. You're going to be spending time with your family. It's a very family oriented holiday. So of course, a lot of these movies are going to deal with that and try to, give you that message. That's just the nature of the Christmas beast,
remember that time where we gathered around for Christmas and we watched The Interview
Yeah.
about North Korea?
Yeah.
So you did that too?
Like,
The North Korea.
yeah.
We did it
Like,
too.
because it came out at the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, turns out you don't need this kind of movie to do that, right? Like, that could be any movie.
Yes, but Christmas movies, that's their fucking goals, dude. That's, that's kind of their whole shtick. That's kind of their whole like marketing scheme, and their target is families during Christmas. The Interview was just not going to come out. So Netflix was like, fuck it, we'll release it. If I remember correctly.
The whole family gathered around the campfire and watched the movie, Like,
but
got
is
the
that,
job done.
I mean, is that a movie you would watch with the entire family? Fucking little children and all? Probably not.
I mean, we were all adults at that point, so it's
Exactly.
really hard to say. There was no children available.
Exactly. Which is probably why we put it on.
Okay, sure, yeah, fine. Like, I'm just saying, like,
Yes,
family
other
and all
movies can come
together.
out during Christmas. That is a fact. Not only Christmas movies come out during Christmas. Groundbreaking revelation we have here.
Maybe more things should do that. Just saying. Maybe there should be more options available to the public rather than like the shit that they try to shoehorn.
I mean,
these
it's
days.
just like releasing fucking horror movies during Halloween. It's like, yeah, of
which
course.
I also think is like, that's like whatever. Like, just because it comes out on Halloween doesn't make me want to watch it even more. So yeah, I would agree.
I'm
with
not
you.
saying it does. I'm just saying like that's just how these things go.
Like marketing 101. Okay, anyway, so let's see. We talked about the music. We talked about any references that we might have liked. So, okay, I was really the only one to really critique this movie really hard. I know, Matt, you kind of teased a little bit of a criticism you had here and there. So I'll let you guys speak on this. Do you have anything that you
I think it
personally
was
think this movie could have done better or didn't do good enough?
I think it could have been shorter. I don't think this needed to be a 2-hour movie.
Too long?
Yeah, I think it was too long. I think
completely
a couple songs probably could have been cut.
a lot of songs.
Yeah, a lot.
I felt like there was too many songs. Yeah,
There was a lot of
songs,
songs.
Landon?
there was a lot of fucking songs.
Off the top of your head, give me one song that should have.
I don't know their
never
names.
existed. Sing it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, watching one movie, I already know all the lyrics. I don't
We're
know.
not making money yet. We're not going to
like
get
literally
demonetized. So
like
fuck it.
just the very beginning of the movie was just like song after song after song. I'm just like, can we not sing about it right now? Just have it play a scene. Like we can like them just having that exchange. Will Ferrell in the shop. I don't know what to call it, headquarters. And he's just talking to Dude Face. Like y'all can just talk. You don't. He was right. You don't have to go into a song.
Yeah.
It's
You
like,
know they did that for you though, right? Because they know you love musicals.
like having a song after song after song.
Yeah, because you love musicals, so it's a
I
musical.
do love musicals
a
on stage.
goddamn musical,
they can do
Landon.
song after song. If this was on stage, song after song, no complaints.
No,
'Cause I already
not
know
one.
how long. I already know how long this is gonna be.
You just said
But
the songs
because
were
it was
mid.
a movie, because this was on screen, like this
It's true because there's
There's a lot.
reasons why when you watch a movie like a Broadway adaptation, like a movie adaptation of like a musical, they change a lot of shit
Oh yeah.
because you just can't
For sure.
have.
They have
that
Elf on
stuff.
Broadway. Have I seen it? No, I don't want to because I don't want to ruin Elf.
And look, vice versa, right? Like vice versa, right? Like
I
not
love
to
Mean
get-
Girls. Am I going to see Mean Girls?
Oh.
We'll fucking see it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, so there you go. You will see Mean Girls actually.
Well,
You
because
will.
I heard the soundtrack,
They tried to
You're-
make
you're-
and they changed it. They changed some things.
They tried to
You're
make
a slut for
Spider-Man
Mean
a
Girls,
musical, and look what
forget it.
But Mean
happened.
Girls doesn't have music like that. So
Well, you don't know that though. You haven't seen the musical. They're gonna change the song. It's not gonna just be.
no,
You
I
know.
listened to the soundtrack.
Oh, you did, and it wasn't
Yeah.
good.
No,
Ah, do they keep
that's
the
why.
Kevin,
That's why I want to see it.
Do they
Like
keep the
maybe I
Kevin
need
G
the
rap?
visuals.
It's a Kevin G
No.
rap in there.
No,
It's not.
Wow, that's some
Terrible.
bullshit.
Look, like, you know, like to your point, right? Like, yeah, like there's gonna be changes. Like, and I was trying to have this conversation with Janice, right? Like, there are changes that need to happen when you adapt something from a musical to a movie, and vice versa. When you adapt a movie to a musical, like you need to change according to the medium, the format.
Mhm.
That was one of my biggest critiques of Cats, right? And I watched Cats.
Oh yeah, can
And
we?
Grant, there's a lot-
Before we
The
move
most
on,
recent one?
yes.
Oh, we're
before
talking
we
about the
move
book
on,
on it?
Smith?
motherfucker has this shit Cats on Blu-ray.
I did because I wanted to watch it with the
Exactly.
director's commentary. And it was vastly disappointing because I really wanted to see if the director himself would just talk about how shitty this movie was, and he didn't. And that was really
course he
Why
disappointing.
would he?
Yeah,
No,
why
but there's
would he?
movies that do that though. There
Oh,
are
really?
movies
Okay.
where the actors like shit on the movie while they're talking about the movie. It's
But
great.
the directors.
Not the directors, but the actors in it. I forget which actor it was, but there's a movie where an actor like outwardly shits on the movie because he actually knows like the science behind it, and the movie does like some weird cut corners science that they try to explain it away with, and he's like, "Yeah, no, that's total bullshit." It's great. So I was hoping for shit like that, and it didn't happen. So yeah, I bought the movie. It was a mistake. But it gave me the opportunity to really watch and dissect this movie, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a beam. I have to, you know, for the lulz. And like that movie just does not adapt well from the stage production because it films itself like it's a stage production. And I feel like in relating it to this movie, I feel like this movie kind of does some similar things where even though it hasn't been a stage production yet, it's only been a movie. The way it films some of their choreography sometimes, it almost feels like it's, and this might go into my point about it, to me personally feeling like a Target ad. Like I know for you guys it didn't, but for me it felt like I was watching like a Target commercial at times. And I feel like they filmed it in a way that it just doesn't feel like a movie. And I get it. I understand the premise of the movie kind of maybe can allow for something like that because it is them making sets and shit. But I digress. For me personally, it didn't work. And it doesn't, because of the way it made me feel and how it didn't work for me, I feel like the movie loses some of that magic it could have potentially had. Whereas you take some other movies where it doesn't break the immersion for me like that. And to me, whatever magic that the movie, like Elf, again, I hate to keep bringing up Elf, but like, because it's an obvious choice, but like, I feel like Elf doesn't break that immersion for me. And I never once lose the magic from that movie because to me, it's not trying to scream, "Hey, I'm a movie." It's a genuine story to me. Whereas this, to me, it goes back and forth between being a genuine story sometimes and being like a movie made for the sake of being a Christmas movie. And to your guys' point, capitalizing on trying to get as many people in as possible to watch it.
I think there's a hard comparison just because Elf isn't a musical.
Sure.
Also, this movie, in relation to trying to target the widest audience possible, makes sense because, again, it's an Apple TV exclusive.
Yeah.
So you
Sure.
have to appeal to as many people as you can.
Sure.
And that's probably why, you know, a lot of stuff is probably a bit heavy-handed.
And look, that's fine.
Which honestly
You know,
works
it's-
against it, to be honest. Because I think
Yeah.
this movie would have done really well if it wasn't just on Apple TV. If
So,
more
yeah,
people
like-
got exposed to it.
what, like, and here's the thing, like, how different would this movie be if it wasn't made for Apple TV, right? Like if it was just made to be a theater movie, like would we have gotten something a little bit more daring? Would we have gotten something with a little bit more substance?
I would not
Like-
have watched this in theater. Netflix, yeah.
You know, I actually,
it seems like a Netflix or an Amazon
listen,
Prime. Like
honestly, Christmas movies and streaming services is honestly a match made in heaven. Like it makes the most sense to me, for sure.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. That's fine. Maybe you don't watch this movie in theater. But to Matt's point, though, like say it wasn't at the very least, let's say it wasn't Apple TV exclusive at least, right? Like it wasn't made specifically to draw people to a platform. Like you were going to be able to watch it no matter what. Does that change anything, right? Like, is there maybe a little bit more substance to it? I don't know, right? Who's to say? I just think that like when you get movies that are made with the purpose of just making a movie versus one that's made with the purpose of like, yes, we're going to make a movie, but we also need to make sure that it brings an audience to our platform. Like you get very different results, you know. That's all I'm saying. Like I think this movie could. Here's the thing. I see the potential of this movie. I personally think this movie could have gone to places where it was actually really interesting to me and really genuine. I just think it didn't hit on those marks. But I think the premise is cool. The premise is interesting. I think the actors they got for it did a good enough job. I just don't think the direction was where I probably would have wanted it to go, or the writing necessarily sometimes wasn't where I wanted it to go. But overall, like I do think that this movie has incredible potential, you know?
now, we tried to do this segment in the past, but I think this is one of the first movies where we could actually discuss it. But let's talk the fits, because honestly, for like a Christmas movie, there was some good costume design here. There was some good stylistic choices, I think, with the wardrobe. Will Ferrell with the fucking chucks in his Christmas garb was like, yeah.
Oh, those weren't
Hell
Chucks, those
yeah.
were Rick Owens. I think the sister had some swag for sure. Like I like, especially like when they
She had
show her
her
as
own
a
little
teenager.
style.
Yeah.
She had her own little style. I like
Yeah.
the sister's
Also,
swag.
really good casting for the younger sister, like the younger
Yeah,
version of the
for
sister.
sure.
I was like, oh, that's really good.
Yeah. For like the 2 seconds we saw her.
Yeah.
I know. I was kind of bummed that we didn't get very much. She was really
But
like,
you know what's funny
good
is that
actress.
she was more in the credits number than she was in the actual movie.
because she didn't get a lot in the movie.
I know, but
They
it's
gotta
Because
put her
she
somewhere.
died.
It's just so funny to me that
She's
but
dead.
that we barely see this character in the movie at all. But then when we're watching the credits and there's like that final dance production, her like kid character is all over that shit. And like like maybe a good 50 to 60% of like the scenes she's in it, or maybe like 40
I mean,
50.
That's
But like
that was like credits though. It wasn't necessarily scenes in the movie. So
I didn't
don't know if you
see the
can, like-
fucking
I don't know if you can count
Suicide
that.
Kid once during that. Right? Where was he?
Maybe he can't dance. I don't know.
maybe in that timeline he actually did it.
Dang.
Maybe.
think that?
Maybe. Maybe. Yeah.
I liked Ryan Reynolds like pseudo Santa suit,
GQ Santa.
GQ Santa. I was like, oh,
His
okay.
his suit for the time travel scene was really good too. That good afternoon scene, like his
Yeah.
suit was like sick. That
Yeah.
pattern was dope.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, he's
Mhm,
rocking
mhm.
the fuck out of that.
What about the Ghost of Christmas Pass's fuck me outfit? Did it get you at all? Where you're like, damn, that would get me too.
No.
No? Wasn't doing it for you?
It was more so after the fact when she was just kind of like disheveled. I was like, I was way more into
Yo,
that.
You know you're a freak.
I was like, yeah, I'm fucking with that.
You're like, yeah, I did that
Hell
shit. Hell yeah, brother. Hey, yo. What else? Who else had drip in this movie?
Dude, the fucking again, the Marley guy, man. Fucking drip was impeccable. His fucking little his suits and shit, like his
cool
coats.
on the cool uncle spectrum. I think Owen was killing it. I think my man had the laid back like old skater that never left the culture style, you know? Like dude looks like he could have been on an episode of the 9 Club, you know?
That look was
Like,
a choice. That direction they went in was a choice.
it was a weird, it felt,
It was a
because
choice.
like, correct me if I'm wrong, did he not feel older than Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, he did.
Like,
Yeah,
he felt
yeah.
way older
Yeah.
than Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Like, he's supposed to be the younger brother.
I think a lot of the family relationships dynamics in this movie kind of fell flat. If we're going back to criticisms, like his mom, like you get that one scene to kind of establish she's kind of a bitch,
they didn't really.
but it was
we were
like
just supposed to accept it. Right?
yeah, they maybe could have gone deeper into that. I understand that was like the turning point, and that was the whole reason why they were showing him that. But it was just kind of like, okay, you're just a bad mom just for the sake of being a bad mom. The only thing that was sort of believable was his relationship with his sister. I think they did a good enough job to make the scene where he kind of like throws her under the bus and like ditches responsibility of caring for her daughter. I think they did enough to be like, okay, yeah, this has some weight to it. But other than that, the brother relationship was weird too. I didn't get their I don't think they had chemistry at all.
That whole dynamic with that brother, I just didn't.
Yeah, there was no chemistry there. You're shaking your head. What do you got to say?
I don't know. Like, I didn't get the chemistry with him and the sister either. I felt like that was a little like, it just wasn't
It did
developed
enough
for me.
It did enough to get the story going.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what we got the one scene of her telling him that his mom was shitty. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like
Well,
he
like
could've figured that out on
how
his own.
she kind of would look after him, and
Yeah, we got the one scene of that though. You know?
Right.
Like, I don't know. Like,
that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't
Like
know.
it did
Again, like,
enough to make the other scene, like the other big scene, have some impact at least.
what did she say? No, because like it didn't have any impact for me. Because like, what did she say? It's a doozy. It's like,
She was saying like, I want you to look after Ren. I think that was her name.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just like her leading up to it. Like, it's a doozy. It's just like, I don't know. It didn't hit for me. Like, I felt like that was such a weird opening line.
I mean, would you
know?
not try to handle like a serious situation with like some humor, as stupid as it is?
I just like, to me, it didn't give off the vibe that they were trying to do that. Like, yes, I can understand where you're coming from, where like maybe that's what it was trying to do. Like, she was trying to be funny by saying that, but it just didn't come off as if that was her intention. It kind of comes off as if that's just her personality and that's how she would say it. And it's just like,
I also don't remember. Was she like kind of breaking down, like choking up when she said it's a doozy?
Yeah, she was, so like, again, like maybe you're right, but at the same time, like it just didn't feel like, it's very unclear, right? Like, I think that it's unclear what their intention was with what she was saying, why she said that. But to me, it just took away from the scene. If it
Would
didn't,
you have wanted more scenes of like their relationship or their mom being horrible?
So here's what you guys are saying, right? Like the movie was too long, right? Maybe too many songs. Like, okay, maybe cut out a couple songs here and there to get some more character development in there. Like, I'm supposed to feel something for this piece of shit. This guy that they spent a lot of time developing how much of a piece of shit he was.
Well,
so
I think
that was believable.
Yeah,
So
I think the point of the movie is, do people actually change, and when you have like your good turn, do you actually stay good? I think that's like the overarching theme of the movie, which is why we didn't get necessarily like the trauma that he went through. We just know this guy's a fucking dick. Like, regardless of like his history, he's just a straight up dick, right? And can this asshole fucking change? I think is what the movie's trying to like pick at.
And like, that's fine, right? Like, yeah, he's a fucking dick. And the whole point of it is whether or not he can actually change. So, but in order for that change for it to be believable or effective, in my opinion, you need to develop like the like the heartstrings that we're going to pull on here, like that can get him to change. Right. So you need to develop. It's obvious that the heartstring that they pull on to get him to initiate the change is his sister. Right.
I think it's the niece. The niece is the one.
Well, no, but it's because of his sister, right? Because he has this huge attachment. His sister was up until that point, his sister was the only person that could get him to like break down like that. He didn't even want to see his sister in that moment. He didn't want to see his sister get her heart broken when he left. It was his sister then transferred over to his niece, because his sister died. And
I don't even think it's that though, because if
it is because you get that.
Because his sister dies, he still continues to be a dick. It's not only until he sees the possible consequence of his niece posting that and getting this kid to like commit suicide is where he changes.
But they show you, but for him, it's all attached to his sister. The sister is the driving force. They even show the catharsis when he sees his sister, and it's like this big moment. It's the come to Jesus moment. You can't tell me that moment doesn't mean anything. That moment's just for him.
Landon's been hearing
to get
back and forth. Let's hear what he can say and add to this.
So I think they built up the whole relationship with the sister, and I do agree with Matt that it was enough to feel something. I think they built it up because of that moment when we do realize that Octavia Spencer was the one who stopped Ren from sending the text. So at that point, as a viewer, we're like, oh shit, what can Ryan Reynolds' character do now to change?
That's a good point.
Or like, where are we going to go with this, right? So because at that point we were like, oh my god, he's going to go stop her from sending the text, but then he doesn't. We're like, oh fuck.
Sure.
Right. So I think that was the biggest point of that to happen.
Fair. That he wanted to change, but he honestly like couldn't because of shit out of his control at that point. Okay.
So I think that's what I got from that lack of build up. But for me, I do also, like I said, I agreed with Matt and how they did just enough. And for musicals, a lot of these like pivotal like background storylines happen so quickly like that because they just need enough to show the audience that, okay, from this point, this is why this character has this relationship with whomever it is. And it is a common thing in musicals that it's very quick like that. Mm-hmm. And we just accept it. And we feel something because, I don't know, that's just how the storyline goes. And I guess that's why it didn't bother me that it was just so brief. I think if this wasn't a musical, I would definitely be with you, Austin, as far as like, we need more. I don't know why I'm going to feel anything for this character if we only saw that. But because it was a musical, it was enough for me because I'm used to that.
I just feel like we should expect more. That's all. Like, I think we should expect more.
We need more from musicals.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Who would have thought this fucking movie about bringing families together would just be so divisive?
Well, this is the only movie that we've truly been divisive on. Like so far, the first,
which is
other
good.
Two movies we all generally felt the same about. Like, you just happen to pick somebody that just doesn't care for Christmas movies, and that's fine.
I knew that going in. So
no, I know.
I was not expecting a rave review for this movie. I just wanted to discuss it because I appreciate it for what it is, which is a Christmas musical, which, had attempts at sending a message. Whether or not it was successful is up to the viewer. But the fact that it even just took a chance and did it, I can respect.
I think most people are probably going to watch this movie and think it's fine. Like, I think I'm going to be in the minority of this. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I
think it's okay too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's okay.
Like, at the end of the day, when I'm watching Christmas movies, I like to feel good after it. You know what I mean? I like to feel good at the end of it.
They're feel good movies.
Exactly. Yeah. And this movie does that well, I think. So again, I picked this movie because holiday movies in general are just not good for the most part. They're just they're cheesy.
Because we can agree
they're stupid. Yeah.
No, they can't be. Substance. They can't be good.
No, we're not saying we can't.
I'm saying we can't. I'm saying in general, in general,
sure.
Like, there are endless amounts of like shitty holiday movies on Netflix, on the Hallmark Channel. They're available tenfold, just crap movies. So when something does something, even if it's just good enough, it elevates it because of the category that it's in. And I think this movie did more than good enough for what it is.
We should have did a Muppets Christmas Carol.
I mean,
We
what
could
is
have because I've never seen it.
it's fucking goated.
Ah,
Like that's what is there to say about it? It's fucking great. It's the best Scrooge
you never know. What if
interpretation.
fucking Landon hates it?
I love
Landon
puppets, so we'll see.
It-
Like,
the Muppets just I don't mean the glaze Kermit, but man, they just fucking have a way with just
I don't think
doing
I've
things
seen
well.
any Muppet movie, and that's mainly because
The
I
best-
Wait. So you love puppets, but you've never
love
seen
puppets.
a Muppets movie? Where does
'Cause
this
it
love
always-
of puppets come from?
because Muppets look stupid to me.
Okay,
Puppets,
so
but
where do you-
puppetry, and I think is really. I like cute puppets. I don't know.
You're
They're
Are the
cool.
Muppets not
weirdo.
cute?
You like puppets, but it's
I
out
like
of the
puppets.
context
They're
of
fucking
Muppets.
funny.
That's fucking weird, bro.
I like comedy and puppets are great.
like ventriloquism.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
That shit's funny. That shit's
You're
funny.
fucking on one, Landon. You're
When the comedian is
Kinda
also
weird.
interacting with their puppet, I think that shit's funny.
non Muppets puppets.
Oh, Avenue Q, great musical. Puppets.
Avenue Q.
Avenue Q. I think Matt, you'd love it.
Is that
it's
a movie?
fucking funny. Avenue Q is like adult Sesame Street.
Oh, it's a show.
Check it out if you haven't. It's
Is-
off Broadway. The soundtrack,
Huh.
it's funny.
Wait, so it's a Broadway
funny.
show?
I think this is your humor.
Is
Sorry,
it
what?
is it a Broadway show?
Yeah, it was off Broadway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so big
Yeah.
Team America fan, Landon?
No, actually, I'm not.
Should we give this movie a rating? I mean,
I think you guys should go first.
I can go first.
Go ahead.
hold on. Let me just preface
Oh.
this. We should probably give it a holiday movie rating. Because if you're
Yes,
comparing it to
definitely.
every movie,
Not like a
it
normal ass
doesn't-
movie.
Yeah. You
I'm
can
gonna
give
tell you
it.
right now that doesn't change my my rating.
No,
at
that's
all.
okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
Okay,
fine.
okay, just letting you know.
I would have expected that.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Because I'm not changing for anybody.
I would not expect. Yeah, it's
Swiss
Yeah,
Army
yeah.
Man taught me that.
for a Christmas musical, I would give it a 3.
Okay. Regular movie?
Regular movie?
Yeah. If you were
I
to give it
can't
like a regular
believe
movie.
you fought me so fucking hard just to give it a 3.
I never said I loved the movie.
Oh my god, fair enough. Whatever. Whatever.
I didn't put it. I didn't say I put it in my rotation.
That's fine. That's fine.
Would I leave it on in the background just to have on? Sure.
Someone's not standing on business. That's all I'm saying. You're sitting on it.
But yeah, as a
Matt-
musical, just because nothing like stuck out to me as far as like the music, like
So is
a
that where it
song.
loses you?
Yeah.
You deduct points based off the music?
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, that makes
For
sense
sure.
because it's a big part of the movie.
It's-
so if
Oh,
you're
I
not,
know. I just want to know
it's like majority of the movie.
because it seemed like you enjoyed the movie fairly well. It just seemed like
I enjoyed it for what it was.
Sure.
Mhm.
It's not
okay.
I watch Elf every year. I'm not going to watch
forgive
this
me.
every year.
Maybe I was under the impression that you guys indicating that you should give it a holiday movie rating would mean that you would score it higher.
Oh, not at all.
What is a holiday movie rating?
well, in
entail?
comparison to other holiday movies.
Yeah.
okay,
Holiday
if
movies are like 1. Like
that's what I'm
2.
saying. So like that's what I'm saying. So you should be rating it higher then based off of that, right? In terms of a
It's a 3.
holiday movie. So it's a 3. So if it wasn't
if it had
of a-
better, if it had
3 out of 5
like,
is
a
not
few more
bad.
songs that like hit for me, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to add that to my Broadway rotation.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Mhm.
yeah, definitely would have given higher marks. But because it is, if it's just a Christmas movie,
Mhm.
no. Like,
what
lower.
would be your non-holiday movie score?
I don't know if I could.
It is kind of hard, but I figured
'Cause it's-
we could throw it out there.
No, nothing.
I don't know if I could. Yeah, because
Lower than a 3 though, obviously, right? Because
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
the 3.
Yeah, yeah.
You're grading on a fucking what you call that, a curve.
So I guess, yeah, I guess we'll just do the holiday movie rating because if we were trying to grade it a movie like against every other movie, it'd be pretty low, to be honest,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there's a time and place to watch this movie.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Matt. What about you?
I'd give it a solid 4. I
Solid
thought
4.
the movie was good.
Solid 4.
Yeah, the movie was good enough. The song was good. The songs were okay. But a lot of the selling points for me was just the duo of Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell, both of whom I'm a huge fan of. So seeing them do their things, yeah, I'm always there.
So this might actually be surprising, but like, yeah, I would both my holiday movie score and my like normal movie score. I'd give it like a 2.5. Like, I think this movie's
That's
fine.
fair.
I think it's like you guys said. I think it's fun. I think it's okay. Like, but yeah, I think it's incredibly average. I would want more from it, you know, in an ideal world, but you know, that's just me. But like, yeah, I think a 2.5 is fair for it. And as a holiday movie, yeah, 2.5. And then as a normal movie, I think 2.5. It's fine.
So,
Yeah.
just out of curiosity, since we're probably only going to do one Christmas episode, obviously, what is your Christmas movie rotation in no particular order? So you don't need to rank them in a order from like best to last. Just what's a staple in your rotations?
Go ahead, Landon. Okay, that's an obvious one.
Elf is always the movie. I don't really have any other like. I watch it every year. Elf is the movie that I watch every year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We could also include movies that just take place during Christmas, like something that you are more likely to watch around this time.
Does that change anything for you, Landon, or is it just Elf still?
Is it still just Elf?
Generally, yeah. Elf is the constant.
Okay.
I have a hot take one, but go ahead, Matt.
So I would go Elf, obviously. Nightmare Before Christmas. The Home Alones 1 and 2, not the other ones. not the ones that followed that. So there's another Ryan Reynolds movie that's really good called Just Friends, which takes place during Christmas.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
that one
definitely
too.
in my rotation. And definitely a Muppets Christmas Carol.
Mm-hmm.
Just off top, that's my usual rotation.
It would definitely be a Muppets Christmas Carol, and Harry Potter. Like, I think Harry Potter is a good Christmas movie. And I know people have their feelings on it. I know people feel like it's not a Christmas movie. I would argue, and look, here's the thing. I'm not saying it because of the fucking one scene during Christmas. That's not why I think it's a Christmas movie. I think it's a Christmas movie because it has the same heart and magic that I would expect out of a Christmas movie. Like, to me, that movie feels like a magical movie, not because it's about fucking magic, but because it just has that childlike heart to it, you know?
Interesting.
And that's why I associate it with Christmas. And that because it also takes place during the winter. Yeah, just the first one. I think the second one also has that, but it doesn't have the same Christmassy magical feeling to it because it doesn't take place primarily during winter like the first one does.
It's really hard for me to add that to the rotation because it's constantly on TV year round.
Understandable.
The entire
I like Harry Potter, but I have to be in the mood to watch it.
Dude, watching that movie just makes me want to wear a sweater. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I forgot to add one. I forgot to add one. Jingle All the Way.
Oh, fucking Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
that was on my rotation for a while too.
Yeah, that one's definitely in there. So that was the Christmas episode.
A lot more fighting than usual.
Oddly the most fiery episode of the Nosebleed AV Club, but I guess that's how these things go.
You know, I've always wanted to be in a
it was the movie's agenda to do this to us.
It was.
God damn, we're living it.
You guys are a bunch of real treers.
Whoa, that's a slur, bro.
It's a slur.
Hey, listen,
That's a slur.
I stood 10 toes down, bro.
That's a slur.
I stood on business.
Anyways, that's the end. I'd rather not fight anymore. Just want it to be a good Christmas. So I hope everyone, if you celebrate, I hope you all have a good Christmas. If you don't celebrate, I hope you have a good Monday.
Happy Kwanzaa to you guys all.
Happy all the things.
Yeah, happy all the things.
Dude, happy Honda days, everyone.
Happy Honda days.
Whoa.
Oh no.
No.
What is the Toyota?
Me and my
Toyota-thon.
family celebrate Toyota-thon, sir.
We are also a Toyota-thon family, actually.
Jesus.
I'm fake. I'm just trying to be
Honda days
inclusive.
is just the alliteration.
No.
It's great for Christmas.
What are you, a fucking Civic driver?
No, we talked about this already. I am also Toyota.
What are you, a communist? You take your fucking Honda Civic and your real ass tree and drive out off a cliff, Landon.
Wow.
Anyways, you can find us on Instagram at Nosebleed AV Club. My personal handle is at Nosebleed Matt. Austin's is at Nosebleed Daniel. Landon, which one are we shouting out?
I feel like you do this every
If you
time.
like K-pop, Korea.K-pop.
Korea.Kpop. Find us online, like a website, if people still go to those, anymore.
Go ahead. Say www. I dare you.
It's actually not.
Worldwide Web.
It's not. It's Nosebleed AV.club, not .com.
Ooh, you got that
club.
club.
I got that .club. It's $10 extra.
I was gonna say how much.
It's $10 extra. Anyways,
Supposedly you're supposed to
We
get
should have
more
got
traffic that way.
nosebleedav.porn. Where did you get that one?
that'll be for the Patreon members when we eventually start one.
Just do a
behind the
redirect
paywall.
code in there when people mistype.
Yo, we should
certain websites.
We should do a Patreon version of this podcast that people have to pay for, where we review like smut movies. This is an idea.
And you're gonna overthink it too. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I wanted more
there
from
was
this.
no depth
I
to this
wanted
movie.
more. Why was she hitting
story.
him? Why
Why-
did she
why
step
does
on
it
his
feel-
balls?
For the
Why did that happen?
My right hand needs to be on my dick, but my left hand needs to be like this, during the movie. Like, I need to be interested.
I need
You
the
know?
backstory of the left hand.
I need depth, not just in someone's ass, but like in the movie.
I
too.
want to be analyzing why I'm stroking.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to feel something not only here, Landon, but here.
I want to think.
It's a movie full of heart.
I
and-
want to feel with both of my heads. All right. I don't know. This became very unchristmas-like towards the end, so we're gonna end it here. Catch you on the next one. Peace.